have said. Sometimes things just have to be said. Even if it hurts feelings, sometimes things just need to be said. Because what happens is there's a whole bunch of anger that comes up, and things need to get resolved. It's better to get things resolved and try to smoothen things out. Get to the bottom of it. Find out what's true and what's not. There's a way to approach things when there's a problem. Some kind of protocol. Isn't it always good to first take a situation and find out whether it's even true or not? Take a real good look at it. But first, give the person who's being accused the opportunity to explain themselves. Like a deposition. Find out what that person already knows. So it turns into sort of a jury. A court case where a person has the right to tell their side of the story. Instead of just jumping all over that person, when there's this fiery fury that comes out of nowhere because a person is defenseless because they didn't see this thing coming. And it's guilty as charged without any kind of examination first. And then on top of that, unfortunately, that person is already convicted of the crime of saying something based on things that everybody has a problem with. There isn't anybody who doesn't have a problem with guarding their tongue. So it would come down to, what were your thoughts on the matter? Did you have any suspicion that there had been an interruption in your brother's relationship with his son? and then take it from there. Was there a problem between the two of them that you knew of? So this goes into a conversation between Jenessa and I at the funeral, where Jenessa is showing me pictures of her dad's death, live videos even of his death. And she's kindly explaining it, and I know that she is in the grieving stage, just like her brother. She's went to a lot of trouble to set up this family gathering. And I remember a very short what do you call it? A very, very short 3 to 5 minute a 3 to 5 minute explanation. She was showing me these videos, these pictures of her dad's death, and there was this very brief few seconds where I'm misunderstanding her. I am, for some reason, getting the impression that Jerry was dying and Jesse didn't have very long to get there to see his dad one more time and tell him goodbye. And I was getting the impression that Jesse didn't make it in time. But then rewind. In those brief seconds, she reiterated it and verified that Jesse did make it in time to see his dad. And so Jerry got to tell Jesse goodbye. And then he expired. So it was a relief that Jesse was able to see his dad one last time. So I look at the situation here and go by a quick short-term memory evaluation, and it happened fast, just like everything else does. And I've already explained that if I didn't hear from Jerry that he had had any kind of interruption or pause or distance with his son, that if he mentioned it to me, I would surely remember that. But I don't really recall anything of that sort. Examining my granddaughter's birthday party when we were all hanging out, and I thought we were having a real nice time at my daughter's. I hope my daughter comes to understand that my videos can have a little bit of benefit to them. Because if we need, even including myself, even self-disciplining myself in front of all of you, to chastise myself in front of all of you, if I have dropped the ball somewhere. So, going back to my granddaughter's birthday party, and we all have those memory generators where we can go back over an experience and let's see, for example, do you remember what was going through your mind the last time you mowed your grass on your push mower or your riding mower? What kind of things were you thinking about last time you did that? I'm bringing that up because every time I go to one of my cleaning jobs, I have to have my short-term memory turned on. I have to have some kind of memory jogger to tell myself whether or not I clean the pee off of the bottom of the toilet lid, and whether or not I reach down on either side of each and every toilet and cleaned the pee off of the sides and all the way up to the rim of the toilets that I clean. I have to remember whether or not I took a rag and polished the chrome on every single faucet handle and what do you call that? The faucet. I have to remember whether or not I wiped off fingerprints off of the metal flusher on the toilets. I have to remember if I cleaned the mirrors from top to bottom and looked for streaks on each and every mirror that I clean. That's my short-term memory. It is very active. It is very good. It is very dependable because I use it all the time. When it comes to my cleaning work and getting new business, I don't write down all the streets that I have delivered my flyers to. I keep it in my mind and make sure that I have not overlapped and delivered flyers to the same house twice within the last 3 years. My brain is working fine. And so when I take and examine the conversation between Jenessa and myself at my daughter's child's birthday party, I thought for a little bit, I entertained the thought that Jenessa had brought up Jesse and his dad not being as close as they once were. But I don't really think that was the case. All she said was that she was handling all of Jerry's matters. Now, I was posting online that I thought she had mentioned that Jerry and Jesse had drifted apart. But after giving that even more thought, it just doesn't scratch that way. It doesn't point to that. You know, there's no evidence of it being brought up at that time. I don't even know if Jesse was even mentioned. So this is forcing me to look into my memory and find out, how would I have known? This is a person's individual rights. Because if I lost 3 more years with my daughter because of a misunderstanding and because somebody wasn't being truthful, I'm just supposed to lay down and take that? I could lose lose 3 years with my daughter and my granddaughters because somebody decided to cast me in a bad light without any actual evidence. And I have no way of contacting my nephew without barging into his children's lives on their Facebook accounts, and there's no guarantee that they would write back. I'm not going to invade their privacy for this silly little matter. But I am going to put Jenessa on blast in front of the family, because this is not fair. This is demented. It's creepy. What else is it? Help me out here. What's that other word? Disturbing. She decided to tell my daughter that I upset Jessie. And then she claims that she can't tell my nephew that I apologized because Jessie's a very private person. And because she couldn't tell Jessie that she told me. I've never heard one single word from Jenessa. She'll troll around on my Facebook sites. I have 3 of them going right now exposing her. And I've toned them way down. And I have set all of my previous unpleasant videos to private because they were wrong. I've had more time to sit and think about it, and I was told that, even warned that I would get upset about the news I was about to receive last Friday. And she was right. How would she know that it would piss me off? I've been pissed, and I am past that. And now I want some justification and some evidence. Because I don't like being toyed with like this. So it goes back to that day at my brother's funeral and how Jenessa was showing me the videos of my brother's death. Would I have had enough time to digest if she had told me that Jessie and his dad had distanced themselves up to Jerry's death? Would I have had time to bring that up to Jessie? Would I have even wanted to bring that up to Jessie? It would have been a little bit unkind to say something like that. I don't really want people to confuse the fact that I am skilled with the tongue with the fact that I don't know how to bridle my tongue and when to bridle my tongue. To be told that I just slice through people wantonly as if they have no feelings would be a very gross thing to say. Especially people who've never even heard the term to bridle your tongue. And that the tongue can be used like a sword to slash people to shreds. Why would I want to do that to my son and to my nephew, who I would love to have an actual relationship with, and that's probably never going to happen? I'm not going to keep drawing conclusions, and I'm not going to keep doing this. I am trying to convey that it's not fair, and a person should have a right to defend themselves before being accused of something so vile. To make Jesse feel as if he wasn't as attentive to his father or didn't love his father as much as he used to before his death is in fact a very terrible thing to think. And I never thought that for 1 second. I was never unaware of Jesse's love for his father. And I never had any desire to question that to Jesse's face.